First at 5, loud wake-up call for much of northern Kent County after a home exploded around 3 a.m.
Yeah, you can see all the debris that's left over. Our Michael Martin has been on scene all day for us. He joins us live after hearing from witnesses and the fire department. Michael?
Yeah, Annie, Janice, good evening. This is around 3 a.m. early this morning. You might have heard it yourself. It was the sound of a massive home explosion. Thankfully, nobody inside the building when it all happened, and just 2 people in that house right next door treated for minor injuries.
I've been doing this almost 31 years, and we've never had anything that I can remember of this magnitude with an explosion. So it was quite shocking.
Where a house once stood on this Fallisburg Park Drive plot of land is now a pile of rubble.
We arrived on the scene to find the house completely leveled with a small fire out back where it appears a garage would have been.
About 3 a.m. Monday morning, the sky above northern Kent County was completely illuminated. The explosion captured on neighboring surveillance cameras.
Totally lit up the sky.
2 people inside the house next door were treated for minor injuries. While nobody else was injured, the blast could be felt for miles.
We woke up not knowing exactly what it was, and our 8-month-old puppy was totally freaked out on the bed, scared, shaking.
Carly Roos and her husband live 7 miles away from where the explosion happened.
And we saw the video, we're totally in shock. I mean, it was just crazy, the light in the video.
It was still able to wake them out of a dead sleep. Moving closer to the scene of the blast, just a half-mile away from the Fallisburg Park address, Bruce Dahl captured this video on one of his surveillance cameras.
It was brighter than daytime, and it pretty much shook the house a little bit. The dogs went nuts. The goats went nuts. So we got up and looked around and looked outside and didn't see anything, and kind of went back to bed. But when I got up this morning early, I checked the video, and sure enough, there was the large explosion.
As cleanup begins, everyone glad that no one was inside the home when it happened.
The house next door where the folks were at home, it's not livable. So all the utilities have been cut to it. It's not structurally sound, so they're not going to be able to get anybody back in there. They're probably going to have to doze that one over and start from scratch on that as well.
So back here to the property on Fallisburg, you can see up there in the trees, that's debris. I mean, for several hundred feet in every direction, you can see that explosion just threw everything inside that house into the trees, onto the ground, into the properties next door. Now, in terms of a cause, the reason that this all happened, the fire chief tells me they just don't know yet. He did say, though, earlier that the reason this house was empty was because, as he's heard, the house is currently under renovations. Now, the investigation as to how it happened is being turned over to Michigan State Police, so that information will eventually come from them. For now, though, live near Lowell, Michael Martin, Fox 17.